And welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Sentimiento Latino number 144, your bi-weekly dose of Latin American StarCraft. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me, I'm joined by the lovely, the beautiful, the plushies themselves. You can see them there, beautifully displayed. And we now have our first series of the day. I apologize for the delays. Exclamation mark being in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We did have a couple of walkovers in round 1, but round 2, oh, that is when the big boys are hitting each other, because spawning in the top right hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the Colombian Zerg player himself. He is teal, representing Bounty Gaming. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have his opponent, the Brazilian Protoss, representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And I knew I forgot something. It's been a while. I do have to add the logos mod. You know what? I'll do that now, mid game. We're doing it live. But yeah, I do apologize for the late start. Obviously, we usually start around on the hour, but a couple of players were missing. A couple of other matches did start up, but I knew what I wanted. I knew what we wanted to try and go for here. And yeah, eGGz versus MasTeR. Honestly, that's like potentially a finals match. Oh, as I quickly turn off mouse scroll. There we go. I do apologize. Look, it's the early morning. I just wake up. Oh god, I just wake up. So yeah, eGGz versus MasTeR. MasTeR, of course, arguably the best Protoss player in Latin America right now. I think I can comfortably say he is top two with Paco Mike. On a good day, MasTeR's better. On a bad day, Paco Mike is better. You know, they do trade back and forth a little bit. Meanwhile, eGGz has really been able to prove himself recently in DreamHack Latino America for Atlanta. If you recall, he actually beat Special. He was able to get top 4, I think maybe even not quite top 3, but top 4 in the region. So eGGz was able to perform better than he ever has before. A really impressive run from eGGz in the end. Yeah, it's been really impressive to see his rise over time. If you remember, we were massive eGGz fans back in 2020. 2020, it felt like was his year, the year of eGGz. And then like come 2021 and like going into 2022, like mainly 2021, eGGz like took a bit of a back seat. Like he kind of stepped away from the game a little bit, focusing on his studies, focusing on playing other games, Minecraft, League of Legends. But this year he came back and he's been practicing pretty hard, and it's been really cool to see his return. And I'm a little bit shocked by how good he has been getting. Again, it feels like he's been revitalized and he's re-engaged with the game. He's been streaming a lot. He's actually streaming his PvZ right now. So yeah, it's really cool to see. Really cool. Ooh. But he's up against MasTeR. Again, one of the stronger Protoss players in the region, and we can see MasTeR opens up with a robo opener. MasTeR, what makes him scary is his unpredictability. He doesn't always go for the hero style every game. He's not static, he's not boring like that. No, he mixes in a lot of different openers and a lot of different cheese as well. That's what makes him terrifying. And just like that, we do have the robo into the robotics bay, so he's going to be going into, I imagine, a disruptor drop. Meanwhile, Overlord is going to dip on in. It looks like the Overlord will be taken out, and because of the building positioning, eGGz will not see this tech. At the same time, massive link run by here towards the natural base, but MasTeR was able to get eyes on it. He was able to fully wall off in the end, throws down the pylon. There is no way in. Doesn't even need a shield battery. Shield battery should be thrown down soon. TM. Oh my god, we do have a cancel on that pylon. The Lings, they rush back in. They're going to be able to get a kill on one of those adepts, but only one. There was a second and a third behind it. So the run by doesn't do much damage, but eGGz does get a little bit of information. Obviously, the Overlord didn't see anything, but the Lings were able to confirm there is still no third, and he's going to recheck. He's like, hold on, are you really only on 2 bases? Yes, you are. This should trigger eGGz to throw down, I would imagine, a Roach Warren. We have an Evo chamber on the way. There is the Roach Warren, thank God. I was like, mate, we need to see that Warren. And this does kind of signify to eGGz, or to us, that eGGz knows, okay, it's going to be a ground-based push. It's going to be something more aggressive. I need something other than Lings and Queens to defend. Meanwhile, we do see the Prism is out. The first Disruptor is already out as well. A little bit mistimed. It looks like MasTeR wants to wait for a second Disruptor before he moves out with his Warp Prism. On top of that, we have a Gateway Explosion. 3 more Gateways on the way to accompany the 2, so 5 gates in total. I was curious if he was going to throw down more gates, but in the end, no. He doesn't move out with his Adepts. He does indeed plan to expand. A later expansion, eGGz checks, eGGz confirms, okay, you're not going for a 2-base all-in. Very important scout. Also sees these Adepts as well. Clearly, it's not a Stargate opener, so he has to be wondering, if you're not being aggressive, it's got to be a Robo. Here comes that Disruptor. How good are the splits? Up! Splits are non-existent. 7 drones go down. No damage done to those Disruptors. eGGz has to go for a counterattack. He knows the pressure is on him. His Lings are going to be able to get us around on this base. Can he force a cancel? And it looks like he will. It looks like he won't be able to kill these Adepts or the Sentries, but there it is. Cancels the 3rd base. Well worth it in the end for eGGz. Is it worth 7 drones? Not really, but this is a way to equalize the damage. And what's important is that this 3rd base was already late, so that kind of makes it worth it here for eGGz in the end for losing all those workers. But as we can see, MasTeR is still sharking around with these Disruptors. He's still looking for more damage. Once he's got 2, immediately we have Colossus production. We have Extended Thermal Lens on the way. Again, he's rounding out his army quite nicely. Another Nova goes off. And 3 more drones go down. Only 3 drones. Could have been worse. I would say this is kind of acceptable damage here for eGGz, like only losing a handful of workers. The Queens are being repositioned, Spore as well. I love it. He is moving the Spore, and with that, he will be able to take down this Observer. Meanwhile, we have +1 melee on the way. Looking at the upgrades, we have not invested into Roach speed, so eGGz for the time being wants to go mainly for Ling Bane. He is making a handful of Roaches and Ravagers, and they will help out, but as we can see, he's not really investing too much into them. Meanwhile, another Nova's going to go off. Ugh. 3 more drones going down. A lot of damage being dealt to that Prism, but the Prism survives in the end. We'll be able to rush back home. Again, MasTeR has gotten a lot of value with these Disruptors. They have already paid for themselves, and as long as he keeps his Prism alive, it's all good here for MasTeR. Meanwhile, eGGz, there we go. Reconstitution is going to be on the way. He is going to go for Ling Bane Roach Ravager. It makes plenty of sense. It's a great composition for ground toss. Again, we don't have enough time to get into Hydras. We don't have enough time to get into Lurkers. But is he able to rebuild his army? Because eGGz has been forced to re-drone. He's up to 79, 82 workers. I would argue that's maybe too many drones. Oh no, and eGGz is he's supply blocked. 7 Overlords are on the way. Now is not the time to be supply blocked. We have the Protoss army in his face. He needs more Roaches, he needs more Lings, he needs more Ravagers, he needs more everything. And it may be too late. The tech is vulnerable. In comes the army. We still have 2 Disruptors behind this. Mad respect for MasTeR being patient with these Purification Novas. He's waiting for the army to push into him. eGGz, he's poking, he's prodding, the base is going to go down. He can afford to lose a hatchery, that's okay. He can afford to lose a couple of workers as well. Baneling Nest is under threat, another Nova going off, does connect here with the Ling Bane. eGGz has to commit. He's coming in with everything he's got with the Queens as well. And we have some decent trades, but the buffer is gone. No more Ling Bane, and MasTeR is not stopping anytime soon. He's getting on top of this army. He cuts up the Roach Ravager. Nova's go off once again. Finally, the first Disruptor goes down, but it is too late. Again, eGGz a little bit too greedy with the droning, and just a very, very unfortunate supply block. Like, that was the worst supply block that could have happened. It happens to the best of us. Another Disruptor is going to be going down. That's great and all, but there is no more army. There's nothing stopping MasTeR from just plowing on forward. GG gets called, and MasTeR takes the first game. Ugh, GG. Ay. Very solid play there by MasTeR. eGGz was keeping up for quite some time, but yeah, as we saw, just a little bit too much damage, and you can very easily just kind of just slip, have your supplies slip your mind a little bit. I think it was a little bit of forgetting to make overlords, but more importantly, overlords were dying as MasTeR was pushing out across the map. Like that was just happening because of the stalkers and because of the overlord positionings. Like eGGz was just getting severely supply blocked there, and it was a little bit brutal. Nope. Just letting them know that we are ready. I also recognize that I haven't tweeted yet either. For those who don't know, a little bit different here. Usually Kuro is handling like the social media aspect of things, but at the moment she is unavailable for the weekend. Of course, once again, she's just going on a pilgrimage into the mountains, so there's a little bit more to handle here from the production side of things. I'll do my best. I also want to bring up the fact that I also recognize that even though this is a bi-weekly tournament, we haven't casted Sentimiento Latino in months. I do apologize for that. Of course, we have been busy, and then we got sick, and it's good to be back. It is good to be back. That is all I have to say. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, feels good to have him back. The Colombian teal Zerg player representing Bounty Gaming. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Brazilian Protoss player himself representing Team Hellfire, aka Amantes de StarCraft. It is MasTeR. It's currently up 1-0 in this series. Boy. And what's scary is that MasTeR was able to take that game doing something a little bit different. If you recall, he did open up with a robo first. That is not standard, that is not orthodox, and I doubt MasTeR is going to do that again, and I'm sure he's feeling really happy getting a win there with that build. Now he can go for something a little bit more standard, a little bit more normal. I wouldn't be surprised if he opens up Stargate, double Oracle into Blink Stalkers. Maybe even triple. Meanwhile, eGGz, this is not a drone scout. This is, I would imagine, a hatchery. As the drone is slipping on in, eGGz is going to force the unnatural. Natural going to be a little bit annoying here. eGGz did go for a hatch gas pool. So interesting here. The drone may be designed to fake out a hatchery, but like drone scouts are not normal at all. And yeah, there we go. There's actually a hatchery. Okay, a little bit late, so it's hatch gas pool, and then we get another hatchery, but at the same time we have, what is happening? What is happening this game? Oh god, I also haven't tweeted yet either. Okay. So, MasTeR got his natural delayed. He was forced to throw down a cyber core and a second pylon first in case he was being rushed. I don't know. He did go for a probe scout, confirming that it wasn't a pull first. So he goes for a proxy. He goes for a ninja goal base instead. Meanwhile, there we go. He pumped out his Zealot. I was about to say that he should remember that there was a drone in his main base, which is very suspect, and he does check his own main. There we go. We have a defensive forge on the way for cannons. The Zealot is already chipping away at this hatchery. We have 8 Lings on the way. We have pulled out of gas. We have nothing but Lings on the way. So eGGz is going for a little bit of a Ling flood. He's looking to finish up this hatchery as well. We have hyper aggression coming out from eGGz. But at the same time, MasTeR is also set up to recall his probes out of here in case things get too crazy. Here we go, Lings are on the way. The wall is wall. We have a shield battery. We have an adept. A stalker is going into the main base as well. MasTeR is responding very beautifully to this. eGGz obviously is committed. He's making 14 more Lings behind this. He's committed to Ling flood. We have Ling speed on the way, and with enough Lings, you can bust through this wall. Not a lot of surface area to take advantage of, unfortunately, because it is Cosmic Sapphire. Meanwhile, eGGz has found the ninja base. Oh, this is so good. This is actually pretty important. Meanwhile, it looks like we even had a recall over here as well. Oh boy. First queen is going to go down to the main base. No creep tumor is thrown down. Feels bad, man. But this base is not going to get up and running. We have a cannon. The cannon is putting in a lot of work. The probes are putting in a lot of work as well. It's going to take a lot of Lings to kill this, but it will die in the end. And GG gets called. What are we watching? What is happening right now? Ay. GG, well played. I was gonna say that I'm a little bit shocked. I say shocked. I wonder what it was that tipped eGGz off to scout the gold base. He did see the faster wall, so he did know about the delayed nexus. The Latin American scene is pretty close and pretty tight-knit. I would imagine that that scenario has happened before. I have to imagine that. I have to imagine that MasTeR has gone for that kind of response in the past. GG. Just like that, we are tied up 1-1 and we are going to that ace match. Meanwhile, I'm just quickly scrolling through Twitter. I'm trying to find a template for Sentimiento Latino. Oh god. Oh, no, didn't find it yet. But regardless, we are going all the way to game number 3. Really, this is the way it should be between these two players. Some of the best in all of Latino America, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Colombian Zerg player himself. He is teal, representing Bounty Gaming. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Brazilian Protoss player representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And that was a wild game. I could barely keep up with what the hell was happening. It was amazing, it was beautiful. Really, it's everything that we want out of a StarCraft game. You know, like some people, they want the long, normal macro games, and I appreciate them as well, don't get me wrong, but it's Saturday morning, you know, it's the early days. We gotta have some fun. As I'm quickly, I apologize, hopefully nothing's happening in the early game. Okay, we gotta hatch first. We do not have a drone going. No, we do! We have a drone coming across up. Oh, I've wanted to tweet. Let me tweet, papi. Oh my god, the drone is here. Once again, we have a hatch first, but we are delaying our gas geyser. The drone comes in, doesn't come here in time. eGGz, as a response, throws down a gas geyser and a spawning pool. Very interesting. So this exact same way that he did this in the previous game. So he sends his drone across the map. If he doesn't get the hatch up, he will adapt on the fly. Likewise, MasTeR, because of his delayed nexus, is going for a cybercore first. Drone comes back, drone almost goes down. He's going to go for a bit of an extractor trick. eGGz soon is going to have enough minerals here for another hatchery. Ugh, can he get the hatchery up and running in the main base though? He wants to go in! Ugh, he's got the minerals. Does he have the time? Oh my god, he has to be careful not to go into the mineral line. He does end up juking the probes in the end. Can he get a hatchery up? It looks like he will not. He will get a hatchery up. Instead, he goes for a very fast third. Wow. Very interesting build order here by eGGz. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to dissect this a little bit. I want to look into it. So, eGGz obviously originally planned to go for a proxy hatchery, adapted, went for a gas geyser and spawning pool, and as we saw last game, from here he can still go for a proxy hatch into the main base, but if he doesn't get the proxy hatch, he will just go for a faster third base instead. Interesting adaptations here by eGGz. Goes for a fast second gas. And oh no, he's going for a gas trick, right? Yeah. Okay. I was a little bit shocked to begin with, but no. He's just a little bit supply blocked. He just wants to alleviate that as much as he can. So he's going to be going into a macro game from here. Meanwhile, can I please tweet? Announcement, Sentimiento Latino. Boom. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, as we get into the swing of things, obviously MasTeR is going to have a little bit faster tech because he went for a faster cybercore. Oracle is already on the way. 2 adepts are coming across the map. The lings of eGGz are here. Obviously he doesn't have ling speed, but he can keep up with 2 adepts for the time being, especially on creep. These adepts shouldn't do too much damage here. eGGz just forced to contain himself here on 2 bases. And again, we're having a much more standard opener. I'm pretty sure MasTeR would have wanted to go into a Stargate opener in game number 2. Obviously, he was stopped because of all the aggression, but we do have an Oracle coming out across the map. We should be seeing a Twilight Council behind this. I wouldn't be surprised if we have Blink. Meanwhile, eGGz once again going for a bit of a Ling Flood, looking to deny any kind of third base. Speaking of third, here we go. MasTeR is headed towards a triangular third. eGGz was hoping it was going to be the linear one instead. The Lynx head on over. He gets here in time. Can he get a kill on this Adept and the Probe? It looks like he will. Oracle Pulsar Beam is not going to be enough. Nice start here from eGGz, and eGGz makes another mass swell of Lings. Obviously, eGGz is behind in the drone count. Oh, for good reason. eGGz went for a fast lair, and I was curious as to what this lair was going to be for, especially with the lack of gas geysers. He's going all in with Mass Queen and Mass Ling. Nothing but minerals, papi. Nothing but minerals. We have an Overlord sneaking into the main base. We do have vision here into the main. We also have Lings poking and prodding at the third base location. These Oracles already had to waste a bunch of their energy on defending against these Lings, so this is all looking up for eGGz. Oracles are being pulled away here by the Lings of eGGz. I'm sure he wants to bait out a Pulsar Beam. Meanwhile, we have the Nidus into the main base. Looking at the unit tab, we have 5 Queens and 40 Lings. That's a lot of Lings, papi. And he's going to be able to hit from 2 ends at once, the main base and the third at the same time. Adepts are going to be shading across the map. They do get caught out here by the Lings. Oracles do not turn around. MasTeR wants to go for a bit of a base trade. He's got to make a choice here. The Adepts turn around. The Oracles, they stay idle. He's panicking right now. And the Stargate gets depowered. Lings are flooding into the main base. We do have a shield battery. We do have everything turning around. Everything is coming back home, but it may be too late. Lings flooding towards the natural. The Queens are on the way. We do have an overcharge. Overcharge is going to be able to buy some time and hold on to the natural base, but we have another Nidus here in the main base. The main is completely forfeit. Third is still up and running. The economy here of MasTeR is still looking quite good, but for how much longer? Can the Queen shoot down? Kind of. Ooh, provides high ground vision. We have another Nidus here on the low ground. Clutch force field here. We have 3 sentries. With 3 sentries, MasTeR's going to be able to hold on to the ramp, but eGGz, he can just rotate from the main straight towards the third. Oh, a bit of a mistake here from MasTeR. He's being pulled apart. The sentries, they're going over towards the third base. They leave an opening. The Queens waddle down to the natural. Very nicely done here by eGGz, again completely pulling MasTeR apart, but the DPS here, the shield batteries, is a little bit too good. MasTeR is holding. Oh my god, but Bathings roll in! And they eviscerate that mineral line. Oh my god, I was not expecting the random Bailey nest here behind this. A great way to make use of the gas. eGGz did not pull out of that gas geyser. He kept mining here only on 1 gas, and honestly, that was the right play. Meanwhile, we have a couple more Banelings rolling on in as well. At the same time, third base is under threat. Lings getting into that mineral line. We do have a lot of Adepts, and it looks like the Adepts will eventually clean all of this up, but the Lings are going ham here, and what matters is the economy of MasTeR. He's down to 16 workers. The Lings get a full surround. We're fighting outside of range of the shield battery, outside of range of the overcharge. And GG gets called. eGGz does it. He takes the series 2-1. There we go. GG, well played. Oh, congratulations, as we have successfully tweeted, and I'll be posting in Discord momentarily in a couple of moments. But yeah, really well done there by eGGz. Very aggressive, very cheesy play. That's how he was able to take both wins. But that's also what is great about eGGz, or what is scary about eGGz. I was talking about MasTeR and how he can be unpredictable. We saw that with his openers. Likewise, that is the power of eGGz. When we talk about the best Zerg players in Latin America, and I talk about the Zerg Lord, I talk about Ryu, and I talk about eGGz, Ryu is the most standard of the players. Like, he's very macro oriented. He wants to get into his lurker play, ideally. The Zerg Lord, on the flip side, in my mind, is the most aggressive of those players. Obviously, we can talk about Eon as being the most cheesy player, but when it comes to the top Zergs, the Zerg Lord is the more aggressive player. He loves going for Roach all-ins and Ling timing attacks. What's scary about eGGz is that he's in the middle of these players. You know, he can dabble in the cheese and the all-ins, and he can also dabble in the macro and the longer play. So because of that, he can be a little bit harder to read. And as we saw, MasTeR had no idea what was happening. I should report the score. MasTeR had no idea what was happening. If you remember, he did go for an Oracle opener, but the Oracle didn't go across the map. Because of all the Ling aggression, the first Oracle was forced to stay at home and defend against the Lings to be able to establish a third base, which means that he lacked scouting information. He wasn't able to get an eye on the drone count, he didn't see the fast lair, he didn't see the lack of gases. There was a lot that MasTeR just wasn't able to get eyes on because those Lings forced him to stay at home. So yeah, that was really well done by eGGz, really well executed. And eGGz moves on to the upper semifinals. Meanwhile, MasTeR gets knocked down to the lower bracket.